our country today, people are not thinking. Everybody's on survival mode.
I think ideas come from you looking around your environment and seeing a need.
But the moment you sit down and think, how can I get this money? You're already putting your mind to work, and in that instant, ideas can flow in.
I can say that with my full chest. Business is not for everybody.
Okay.
This person have the resilience, he has the tenacity, he has the doggedness that, oh, this business idea is going to work, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Implement it, bring it out, everything is just crashing.
Making it big isn't being wealthy.
God bless that young man wherever he is.
In my school, some parents don't really know how to download. They don't know how to download music, they don't know how to download apps.
Yes, almost made me believe that if I decide to watch my plate, I'll eat food and die.
The rate at which we import meat. You see this cow meat now, beef that we eat now.
We import?
Hello guys, and welcome to Idea, where we create great content just for your learning and for your improvement and for you to better yourself in terms of business and then ideas. So today's episode is going to be very insightful. Trust me, we have the best qualified persons to enlighten you today. You know, it's either you learn or you learn for this episode. Like, there are not two ways about it. So let me quickly introduce the two persons with me right here. Let me start from my right. We have a man of intellect. You know, he is someone that, in fact, is qualified for this topic, very much qualified. He's a smartphone monetization coach. So we have here Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's nice to be here. Hello, everybody.
All right, and we also have a very beautiful lady. You know, when they say beauty with brains, you know, someone of capacity. We have here Miss Precious.
Nice to be here again.
All right, so nice to have you here today. Today's conversation is on a very important topic. In fact, be ready to learn. That's all I can say. Watch this video to the end. We are going to be discussing on the topic how to generate business ideas. Very important. How to generate business ideas. So let the conversation begin. The first question is, where do ideas come from? Because at times I think the person that invented planes, where did the idea come from? Even cars that we see today, where did the idea come from? Did it just fall from the sky, or the person was just walking and they just saw the idea and then picked up the idea? So where exactly do ideas come from? Let me start with Mr. Patrick.
All right. Okay. Good question. Ideas. You know, there are different kind of ideas. There are some ideas that turn positive and ideas that turn negative.
Very true.
And when you say when do ideas come from, you made a citation of people that have made aeroplanes. For me, I feel like those kind of ideas come from meditation. Like you have to be able to live a certain atmosphere, like put yourself in a different atmosphere to have those kind of ideas. That is just like thinking outside the box. Like you don't think usual. In the usual world, you wake up and you see everybody moving their legs, but in the unusual world, you feel like we're supposed to be flying.
You just think,
so you just
let something be on the air.
Yeah. You see, that's why I said those kind of ideas comes from meditation and thinking outside the box. So it's all about our mindset.
But in our country today, people are not thinking. Everybody's on survival mode.
People are thinking. People are still thinking.
Some persons are thinking, but I feel most Nigerians now, they are just nobody's thinking again. They make I just survive. Day by day, make I just go. But let me hear from Miss Precious. What do you have to say? Where do you think ideas come from?
Okay, I think ideas come from you looking around your environment and seeing a need.
Oh, observing.
Yes. Or maybe it might not even necessarily mean your immediate environment. It can be your family, your friends.
Okay.
And then idea can stem from that angle.
Okay. So basically, for you to generate ideas, you need to, just like you said, meditate.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
need to sit down and think. A lot of persons, you don't think. So you need to sit down. If you don't think, ideas cannot come actually. If you look at it.
Yes.
If you don't sit down and think, ideas will not come. It's just
Yeah.
like, for example, now maybe you have a particular tax, and maybe to execute that tax now is like 15,000 naira, for example. So instead of dwelling on the problem and say, 50,000 naira, hey Jesus, 50,000, you just say, I don't have the money, I'm not doing this thing again. I think by the time you do that, you've already shut your brain. Ideas cannot come in that moment. But the moment you sit down and think, how can I get this money? You're already putting your mind to work, and in that instance, ideas can flow in. So if you don't think, you can't have ideas. So you need to sit down, think, meditate, just like Mr. Patrick said, before ideas can come in. All right, another important question. Another very, very important question we're going to be looking at today.
Can I add something? Can I add something to that? All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when I say
See that small button down.
meditate, sometimes you say for you to be able to think,
The next one.
you should be able to ask yourself the right questions. Like, when you ask yourself questions, you are forcing yourself to think. But when you make statements, like regular persons will say, Nigeria is gone. Like it's short. There's nothing that can happen.
Economy is hard.
You understand?
This one.
Those are statements. But when you say statements like, even though people are saying Nigeria is gone, but I have this belief. You tell yourself, how can I make something? How? When you say how, like you're asking yourself, you are forcing yourself to think. But when you make a statement, you are shutting your mind to think. That means you can't think. Distractions will get to that point in time, and you see yourself not thinking about anything.
And then you just give up.
Yeah. So it's always good to question ourselves, because we know ourselves to be. First of all, you need to know yourself first before you can. Because if you know yourself to be able to, realize something out of nothing, you'll be able to think and do something. But when you make a statement and join everybody to make that statement, like nothing can happen, you shut your mind. Subconsciously, you don't even know you have done that.
Exactly.
So that's another key point. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So another question I need to ask is because I'm asking this question because so persons have this notion that they tell you, I'm not business inclined. Business is not for me. Like nothing concern me, concern business. Make I just go. You understand? So do you think this is true? Do you think business is for some certain persons, or you think everybody should be business inclined? Everybody should be business oriented? Let me start with Ms. Precious.
I think business business is not for everybody. See, I can say that with my full chest. Business is not for everybody.
Okay.
Because over the past recently, I got to deal with some persons, and I realized that this person have the resilience, he has the tenacity, he has the doggedness that this business idea is going to work, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. Okay, implement it, bring it out.
Okay.
And then there's so many flops, there's just flops everywhere, everything is just crashing. And I'm like, okay, you have a good business idea, the money is there, why not put this thing and let it generate funds? Okay. As much as I would not want to mention names, and as much as I would not want to dive into some things, but I want to cite an example. Okay, it's something like, this phone is color red. I have the idea that I can make it blue. Do you understand? I want to diversify my income. Now, this person diversifies income to various angles to make this, like, to get blue, green, and red. Do you understand? And then in that diversification process, the business is suffering.
Okay.
I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. The original idea that he has is suffering. The business is suffering. It's crashing. And then when you come up and say, okay, I think this idea you have is a good thing. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. He will tell you no.
No. Okay.
This is how it's supposed to be. This is how I want it to be. And the business is crashing. So for me, I feel business is not for everybody. Business is not for the weak. Yes, business is not for the weak. It has to be those that there are some people that are born. It's inborn. It's inborn. Wherever they are, wherever they find themselves, they can easily like put and bring out something, and before you know, business is running. And so whether they are in outside Nigeria, whether they are outside the states, whether they are outside anywhere, they can just easily pick up a business and it starts running, start booming. Do you understand? So for me personally, I think business is not for everybody.
All right.
There are some people that 9 to 5 is good for them.
Business is not for everybody. Well, Mr. Patrick, before I hear your opinion on this,
Okay.
I also want to ask you, from what she said concerning that person, what kind of advice can you give to such a person that is finding it difficult? The business is suffering, but then it's still saying, no, this is how I'm doing it. What do you think? What advice can you give to such a person?
Okay. Now somebody has advised that person, and the person said no. So how am I really sure that my advice person is going to take it? So that kind of a person, though, when something is not working, you see that it's not working, but you so much want this thing to work. It's advisable you get persons that are professionals, or you do collaborations.
Yeah, like
persons
collaboration is a very big
you get
thing.
so
Powerful.
you still the one kind of you are still part of the bosses, but because I believe some persons they want to be taking the glory. So
Yeah,
collaboration will fit
everybody
in that
wants
kind of
their name on
person.
the bill,
But
their
for
picture on the billboard.
somebody who would want progress for his or her vision, then you should be able to get professional, somebody you know that is good in it. You understand? Then watch the person and do the business for a while. You understand? And let the person ideas. But I'm praying this person won't take this advice, because this person obviously
I doubt
don't want to take
so. I doubt
advice.
so. I doubt so.
But that's just the best
All right,
option
so
for
for
such
you,
persons.
Mr. Patrick, do you think business is for some certain persons?
Okay. Yes, I believe business is not totally for everybody. Although I believe out of 100% of persons, 90% should be able to do
for
business.
Me, I
You
feel,
understand?
personally for me, I feel that it's important for you to be business inclined.
You
Yeah.
can be
Because
business inclined, but the implementation is the thing.
You may not actually
Getting money out
you
of
may not
it.
necessarily be
It's not just
maybe-
the idea. Business is not just the idea.
It's not. I know. It's not just
Getting
the
money
idea.
out of it is the
But
thing.
I feel like everybody needs to be, I don't know, business, like be business oriented, because everything that we see, every skill has that business aspect.
Sure.
You understand?
Sure.
So it's very good that you are business inclined, even
Yeah.
if not necessarily to an extent. That's when, if you feel I'm not so business inclined, you cannot look for experts. But then you still need to have that.
Yeah. You need
I don't know
you
which
need a
word
bit
to
of
use.
knowledge.
You
You understand?
Yeah, you need a
Because
bit of knowledge in
even
business.
musicians, no matter the
Sure.
skill, whether you are a musician, you are a baker, you are this,
You
you
need
are
to
that,
sell.
you need to sell. You need to be business inclined.
Sure.
You understand? Because if you're not business inclined, at times, even if you say, okay, this person is an expert, the person can just come and run you street. You yourself will not
Exactly.
know. I've watched
Yeah.
I've watched a movie like that when some investors came. A big one lady, she came. She said she's I don't know, I forgot it, but she was supposed to help them push their business into the international market, and she was basically there to scam those people. If not that the persons that owned that business, they are also business inclined.
Yeah.
The lady would have succeeded in just scamming those people. You get? So for me personally, I don't know. You may not agree with me, or anybody out there may not agree with me, but I feel it's important that you should be business inclined to an extent.
Yeah. Sure.
But
Sure.
I think for some persons, 9 to 5.
Being
works best for them.
business inclined
Business-
doesn't mean
No, 9 to 5
doesn't mean you're
works
running
best
a
for them.
business. Being business inclined
maybe.
doesn't mean you're running a business.
Because
So
9 to
it's
5,
a
some
nice-
people are just perfect for 9 to 5. They do it, they execute that role perfectly compared to others. So you say, okay, you give them a business and say,
Handle
make
the
this thing,
business.
handle it, make it grow, make it blossom. It's difficult for them. So I think there are some people that are just cut out for 9 to 5, and they will make it in that 9 to 5. Like they will make big in 9 to
That
5.
9 to 5.
Yes, than
Okay,
going
Mr.
to
Patrick, do you
business
agree with
Peter.
Making it big isn't being wealthy. For example, you can
Yes.
make it to an extent. Yeah, you can make it to an extent, but you can't be categorized
most
as
of the
wealthy.
rich persons we have today, it's not 9 to 5 that made them rich.
That's why I said
No, see,
what you call rich. Okay, I can agree to you. I can agree to you, but there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy.
yes.
You
there's a
understand?
difference.
So you can be rich. People can call you rich when you're doing the 9 to 5.
Okay.
You understand? But you can't be a
Can't be
wealthy
wealthy
person.
9 to 5.
Yeah, you can't
Yes,
do it.
yes, I think I agree with that point, because you cannot, if you look at the business is this scale they call it? I've forgotten the exact name, where you have the entrepreneur, you have the business
that's the
owner,
quadrant.
and
That's
the business
yeah.
quadrant, exactly.
It's actually cash flow quadrant.
Yes, before you get to being wealthy, you must have passed through a lot of stages. So I think